But what if that's the lie? Then what, Ash? We don't know what that is. I mean, how do you know you're really dead? Because I was murdered. Hello, and welcome back to Return to Ash. I want to apologize in advance. I have my dog in here with me, and she can be a little loud sometimes. So if you hear some clickety clacking or whatever in the background, that's what it is. And hopefully my audio levels are okay. Let's get back into Return to Ash. I follow cell phone back to the elevator and up to the ground floor. He holds his hourglass, tapping on it gently, but it does nothing to stop the flow of the sand. We aren't dead yet, but we could die soon. Unless death decides to release our souls. Let us revive. We need to pass the trial to do that, as far as I understand it. But the trials are designed to waste our time. Is it a trick then? Is there some other way to overcome this? I don't have enough information. I need to find out more about the rules of this place. Cell breaks me out of my thoughts and brings me back to the present. Thanks for helping me earlier. No problem. Sorry for not telling you sooner about the social death thing. That's okay. It'd be a weird thing to explain, right? Yeah, so weird. Since he was here before Scarlet, he must know a lot more about this place than she does. Maybe sticking with him was the right call. I can ask him all sorts of things. Is he the right person to talk to? So, you could either chat with Cell, go back and find Scarlet again, or ask Death themselves. I feel like Death is probably just gonna give us, not great info, to be honest. But they might also be the best person to talk to. But he's been here for a while, and he seems like he might be open to talk, so we'll try chatting with him first. Yeah, Cell's the nicest guy here. He's not intimidating like the others. Hey, let's talk. Huh? Sure, Ash. Is there something in particular you wanted to talk about? Everything that happened, I guess. Yeah. How are you feeling after all that? Probably a lot to take in, huh? Death called us miserable losers. A little harsh, right? Yeah, I'm not really miserable, but they're right about me not having any friends. Aw, well, I'll be your friend. You helped me out after all. I'm struck by his warmth. He seems so genuine. Can I call you Donnie? Sorry, that definitely peaked. Can I call you Donnie? Please, anything but that. In case you don't know, only his mother calls him Donnie. So, I will continue to call him Cell Phone, or Cell to, because that's what he would want. We share a laugh and continue chatting. I tell him about myself, how most of my life has revolved around my illness, being hospitalized, how I hadn't had any visitors in over a year. That must have been what marked my social death. My family, everyone, I was dead to them. It hurts to think about, so I changed the subject. Jesus Christ. Even her family didn't visit her? That's terrible. What was your life like? How long have you been here? I'm not really sure how long it's been. Scarlet's the only one with a watch. And it doesn't get dark. Then days must really blend together, huh? It's probably been a few years. Jesus Christ. Could you ask Death to find out? They don't like me very much. He sits in one of the chairs, and I take the one beside him. My life before this was, I don't know. I ran my own business, I had a wife, I thought my family cared about me. But I went into debt, and no matter how much effort I put into my job, I just sunk deeper and deeper. I thought I was doing what I was supposed to do, working hard, hustling, you know. His breath grows unsteady. I don't know what to say, so I keep listening. When she handed me the divorce papers, I thought, great, now I can spend more time selling products. My whole family stopped talking to me. I don't know what I did wrong. Those products help people, but my mom called it a scam. But it's not a scam. They're health supplements. I use them myself. If you have enough people in your downline, you can make thousands of dollars a week. You just have to keep recruiting. And it's fun. You get to work from home and talk to people you never would have talked to before. It's the kind of work you could even do from a hospital bed. Heck, you might feel better if you take them yourself. Oh man, poor cell phone got pulled into a pyramid scheme. Oh, poor guy. I had a friend who almost, they luckily did not, they were able to recognize what it was, but some pyramid schemes start off they seem actually very legitimate. I know people think of pyramid schemes to be just fucking, you know, Sally Sue asked me to sell knives or Tupperware or whatever, but a lot of them start off as seeming actual legitimate jobs, office workers and stuff like that, and you're doing that, and then you build up from that. So it's surprisingly easy to fall into that trap, especially if you're someone who wants to help people he did. But unfortunately, especially with health stuff that tends to be, it's just tough. But I understand. But man, this poor guy. The company is called You Thrive. Get it? Because it makes you thrive. His mood changed really suddenly. I've never really heard of this company, but it sounds important to him. Ash, when we get out of here, I'll send you the sample kit. You can try it for yourself. Oh my god. He's so deep into this that he's he's literally practically dead, and he's trying to sell his pyramid scheme supplements. Oh man. That's okay. I don't think I should be taking supplements without my doctor's permission. That's what's great about You Thrive. It doesn't interfere with any medications. It just boosts your immune system, along with many other benefits. This is getting weird. Why is he giving me a sales pitch when we might be stuck in the afterlife forever? Sal, I'm healthy, so it didn't make any sense that I died. And now he seems back to normal. So, this social death thing, that must be it. Because no one talks to me anymore. They all blocked my number. Did he scare everyone off with how intense he is about his job? That's pretty sad. Damn, bro. Well, at least we have each other, right? We're not friendless losers anymore. Oh, man. If it isn't actually just social death, and it actually is, legitimate, you know, you're actually fucking dying. I do wonder if, you know, the supplements are what ultimately killed him, and he's in denial. Or if this is gonna be, a good place kind of situation, where, well, in this case, purgatory, the purgatory, but in the good place where it's oh, you're in the good place, but actually you're in hell and all that stuff. I wonder if it's like that, they're all actually bad people. But we shall see. Sel smiles at me, then takes his hourglass from his pocket. He stares down at it with great sadness in his eyes. The years he spent here, doing Death's impossible trials, that must have taken a toll on him. Beneath his friendly exterior is a man on the verge of breaking. I pat his back, not knowing what else to do. If he was to revive, would he be able to make new friends? Would I? Maybe I can give him a bit of hope. Hey, let's help each other. Huh? The thing about social life is, it starts as soon as you make even one friend, and we're friends now. So, when we get out of this, all we have to do is stay friends in the real world. Just when I was wondering what would happen if I broke this thing. He slips his hourglass back in his pocket. Thank you. I'll do my best to pass the next trial. Oh, poor cell phone. After saying goodbye to Celadon, I decide to look around on my own for a while. Could go back to my room, or I can go to the morgue. Head back to my room. I figure it's best for me to just look back where I woke up before. I press the button and the doors close. I find Scarlett leaning against the wall in the hallway, where we first met. Maybe she comes up here to think. It is nice and quiet. She notices me right away, thanks to the wheels of my IV standing rolling across the tile floor. Once we make eye contact, I give a little wave and smile, trying to act friendly. Oh, Ash. Hey, so we're not dead after all, huh? She was the one to tell me I was dead in the first place, but Death made it sound like she knew otherwise. It's been bothering me, honestly. So they say. After a moment of silence, I realize I'm going to have to be the one to force this conversation. You, knew it was social death, didn't you? I don't believe I know anything about this place. Her tone carries a mix of annoyance and exhaustion. You can't trust anything Death says. All they want is to keep us all under their thumb. This hourglass thing might be part of that. You think so? Maybe. She holds up her hourglass, turning it sideways. There's no way to confirm that this has anything to do with whatever life I have left. In fact, I'm certain that in my case it doesn't. How can you be sure? I know that I'm dead, Ashley. Her tone is cold and intense. A little frightening, even. That doesn't make it okay to lie to me. My voice wavers. I'm horrible at confrontation, but she backs down anyway. If you had just explained it differently, like how Death did. A social death is a lot easier for me to accept than my actual literal death, you know. But what if that's the lie? Then what, Ash? We don't know what that is. I mean, how do you know you're really dead? Because I was murdered. Damn. Oh my god. Scarlett slips the hourglass into her pocket and enters the room beside us. If that's the case, she had every reason to believe Death was lying. She just didn't want to get my hopes up. I follow her inside to apologize. I wonder how and what happened. Scarlett stands at the other side of the room, gazing out the window into the endless void. Scarlett, I'm sorry. You were right about Cell's trial, too. I should have just trusted you. You think I'm a cold-hearted bitch. What? That's not true. She can be a little mean, but a bitch? I wouldn't think that at all. I get it all the time. I'm sure people would admire my personality more if I were a man. That is so fucking true, man. Man, this game really, hits the nail on the head for a lot of stuff. But that really is, like, genuinely an actual issue. Where a lot of women, especially in, like, the workplace, so I'm assuming she's probably either, like, higher up on the corporate ladder or, like, a lawyer or something, like, in that, like, range. Because a lot of women, especially in those types of field, whenever they possess traits that would make, like, a man, like, a go-getter, or, on top of his career and stuff like that, for a lot of women, it just makes them, people refer to them as, like, a bitch, and, like, all those, like, and, like, just, like, you know, and anything positive that a man does, especially in those types of fields, as well, is just, like, seen as, like, a negative trait for a woman. So, that definitely makes sense. You're not a bitch, Scarlet. Anyone who calls you that just sucks. You're a good girl, Ash. She sighs, letting go of the tension from before. I'm sorry for making you feel like I lied to you. Let's share information properly this time. Yeah, whatever helps us get out of here. Scarlet starts by showing me her hourglass. It's nearly full at the top, meaning she has plenty of time to revive, according to Death anyway. I wasn't giving an hourglass, so there's no telling how much time I have left. But if Scarlet's doing just fine after 3 months, maybe I don't need to worry about it so soon? Knowing the deadline might only make me panic in the end, so we decide to forget about it for now. Scarlet folds her arms and leans back against the window. The other thing I should tell you is, this isn't a hospital. Oh, yeah. Syl mentioned that before, how it looks different to everyone. So, then what do you see this place, Scarlet? To me, it's an office building. The one I used to work at. Yeah, that's kinda what I expected, to be honest. That makes sense. Scarlet goes into another one of her speeches, although this one feels far less rehearsed. Before she was killed, she was forced to quit her job. She doesn't say what the job was exactly, but there was some kind of scandal caused by her boss, and she was unknowingly complicit in it. All she did was shred some papers like she was told. That got her stalked by journalists, and there was all this public outrage. I'm almost surprised I hadn't heard of whatever this case was. But it's not like I watched the news. Scarlet delivers her story coldly, without a hint of emotion attached. She sounds tired of it all. So, this is kind of making me wonder if this is going to be kind of a good play situation. It's definitely feeling like it might be going that direction. I don't want to push her with more questions, but I don't get this at all. So then, if your boss was the bad guy here, why were they coming after you instead? God knows, Ashley. If I call it misogyny, they'll accuse me of dodging culpability. None of my friends wanted anything to do with me. They didn't want the trouble. Some of them even believed those articles. I was getting harassed on the street. I could barely leave my apartment. Yeah, that's also another, like, I don't know. As I keep up with, like, some stuff sometimes, but, like, I definitely notice that a lot of the time, whenever, like, female celebrities, for example, get called out for shit, usually they tend to get a lot more pushback for a lot lesser things than a lot of, like, male celebrities, for instance, do. Like, you can get away with a lot more shit as a man than you can as a woman. So, it does make sense that they would go after her. But she could have been the one in the wrong, you know? But, like, I'm just saying, this is definitely, like, the social narratives of this and stuff like that is definitely like accurate to society. A social death, meaning all of her relationships were destroyed. What about your family? My mother passed away when I was young, and I haven't spoken to my father since I was a teenager. We never got along. I may as well not have had a family. Maybe it's better that way. They would have become targets because of me. Because of you. Weren't you only in that situation because of your boss? It's unfair, isn't it? I ignored the rumors about him. We even used to get along. But it turns out he was just another shitty, abusive white man in a long line of shitty, abusive white men. Yup. Hating him is easy. It's boring. Me, on the other hand, I'm a traitor to my entire gender. I'm despicable. Ah, okay. So, I think I'm starting to get a little bit of an idea of what may have happened. A traitor, but this all sounds so extreme. It's because I'm the one who destroyed the evidence. It doesn't matter that I didn't know what was on those papers. Everyone believes that I must have known. If I'd just taken the time to look through them, if I hadn't been so buried in work, I would have realized what they were. That fucking bastard. I'm just the last in the line of women whose lives he ruined. Oh, man. Scarlet sighs again, much heavier this time. It's still so painful to think about. You'd think after a few months away from it all, I could laugh about it. How could anyone laugh about any of that? It led to you getting killed, didn't it? Something like that. Huh? Her murder must have been related to this, right? I thought that's why she was telling me. Anyway, I'd rather not dwell on it. When I revive, I'll be starting completely over. Starting over? Like a whole new life? That's the plan. There's no salvaging my old life. I'm dead. But that doesn't mean the end of Scarlet. Or maybe I can change my name to Rogue or something like that. You should keep it Scarlet. You're not an X-Men. Abandoning your name. That's too sad. You should keep it. I'd like to, but I don't think that's possible. I'd rather not let the old life haunt me. But I like the name of Scarlet. All that aside, let's stay focused on where we are now. Right. Finding a way to revive. Well, listen, Scarlet. Sal and I are gonna help each other out. Maybe if we work together, we can beat death. That would be ideal. So, huh. You think that's earnestly doing... Do you think that earnestly doing those trials is going to get you anywhere? I mean, I don't know. It hasn't worked for him before. But he hasn't had any help until now. And, you know, if we were really here because of our social lives were over, don't you think making friends is the way out? No, I don't think so. Huh? Life isn't sunshine and rainbows, Ash. The power of friendship won't save the day here. Haven't you watched My Little Pony? The power of friendship saves everyone and everything all of the time. Come on, man. But it might. We'd be stronger as a team, and maybe we could... Did you forget that I was murdered? You really think teamwork can bring back the dead? She makes it sound so childish. Am I wrong to think we can save each other? No. There has to be some secret to this afterlife that I... Oops. Sorry. If you want to cast your bet with Cell, go right ahead. I'm not wasting my time in any more trials. Scarlet. She leaves the room, and I'm left standing alone and dejected. I step into the elevator and make my way to the basement. I should talk to Death next. When the elevator doors open again, when the elevator's doors opens, Death's scythe drops in through a small gap, like a guillotine. The blade sticks in the floor, set a couple inches deep. It takes me a moment to register what happened. Thank God I wasn't standing right there. Once the doors fully open, they jostle the handle and swing their weapon back over their shoulders casually. I've been expecting you. To kill me? Oh God. Oh my God, I just cycle through my things. I forgot my keybinds. Oh my God, they're gonna kill me? Nah. Wanna hang out? You're not gonna swing your scythe at me anymore, right? Don't be such a baby. Follow me. Like I have any choice.